Hello YouTube, my name is Dad TV. This is my channel, I'm just starting up. Um, so if you like what you see after this, please like and subscribe. Um, I'm very interested in crime, and like everybody else, I've been quite obsessed with the Chris Watts case that's been plastered all over YouTube over the past 2-3 months. I'm just making this video just to point out to people, hopefully, that there are some YouTubes out there that are twisting and manipulating certain parts of the evidence and facts in this case in order to try and gain popularity, I suppose, subscriptions, and there's even sites selling merchandise, unbelievably, things like that. Yeah, we'll maybe talk about that in a minute. But there's just two key points that I want to just address where I feel that they've it's to do with the Chris Watts audio confession, the new confession, and there's just a couple of parts on there where people are kind of twisting what Chris has said in order to follow and drive this narrative that NK was involved, getting the pitchforks out basically for NK, because they know that a lot of people hate the woman and they want to see her brought to justice. Personally, in my opinion, I don't think she was involved, not directly. Yes, she may have manipulated Chris's mind, but I don't think she had anything to do with the tragic events that happened. But I'm just going to take you to two bits of the audio confession. The first bit is where people have been saying that the two agents there, Graham and Tammy, they're saying that basically Chris has said that NK was hiding in the basement. Okay, so they've took part of that interview, took it out of context completely, and are trying to suggest that that's what's been said. So just before I do this, just a shout out to J for Justice, who's got a brilliant copy of the audio confession. There's a lot of people saying that the quality is terrible on that audio confession, but people have got poor copies of it. There are real, decent copies of that confession out there, and J's for Justice is one of them. So shout out to her. It's her copy of it that I'm going to use off her YouTube site. Okay, so now I'm just going to play you this bit. This is the bit the people are saying that NK was in the basement. Chris Watts said NK was in the basement. Okay, and if you listen to this in full context, this is two FBI agents interviewing him here, and you can pretty much get the gist of how they feel and what their feelings towards NK being involved. I think they're basically laughing it off. So yeah, let me just play this. It's only a short clip, part of the 5-hour confession, but yeah, I mean, make up your own mind in what the FBI feel about it, basically.
There are quite a few people who would tell us, and who do tell us, you need to look into Nikki more, Nikki Kissinger. All the way from the extreme end of things being, Nikki's the one who ordered the hit.
She was there, hiding in the basement.
She was there. So the extreme is, she's the one who told Chris to do it. She's the real problem. All the way, that's the extreme side, and then all the way to, well, there were these texts where she was infatuated, she was in love, she was saying how good Chris was in the sack, and maybe we should look at her more. What would you say to those people?
She had her moments where I had to talk her off a ledge kind of deal.
What does that mean?
It's I guess.
So I think you can get from that these two highly skilled, highly experienced FBI agents, Graham Coder and Tammy Lee. I think it shows. You can tell from that basically how strongly they feel about NK being involved. Bearing in mind they've had all the evidence. They've probably got all of her texts by now. So let me just play you for that one more time. You make up your own mind whether NK was in the basement or she was involved. Personally, I don't think she was, but just listen one more time.
Really, that was even. almost even allowed to have it.
There are quite a few people who would tell us and who do tell us you need to look into Nikki more, Nikki Kissinger. All the way from the extreme end of things being Nikki's the one who ordered the hit.
She was there, hiding in the basement.
She was there.
Yeah.
You know, so the extreme is she's the one who told Chris to do it. She's the real problem. All the way, that's the extreme side, and then all the way to, well, there were these texts where she was infatuated, she was in love, she was saying how good Chris was in the sack, and maybe we should look at her more. You know, what would you say to those people?
Like, you know, she had her moments where I had to talk her like off a ledge kind of deal.
What does that mean?
So I think you can tell from that it's pretty clear. Also, just in Chris's reaction as well, he doesn't seem nervous or phased in any way. You know, you think if she was involved, you know, he's going to be crapping his pants at that point. There's just sorry about the formal wear, by the way. Just getting ready to go to work. Just trying to fit this in before I go to work. So hence the shirt. Okay, there's just one more bit that I just want to play to you, which is the bit that people have, for a lot of YouTubers, picked up on, is the you know, Chris Watts says we you know, we did this, we did that. Must be NK involved. Personally, I don't hear it. He says we once in reference to his tools, and you know, we as in the collective, his work colleagues. But I don't hear it anywhere else. So bear with me a second. I've just got to find the exact point in the video. This is a 5-hour confession as well, believe it or not. So trying to find little pieces of it is quite tricky. I think this is it here. And let me just double check that. Okay. This is basically what I think he says. Go over to Shanann, I clear away some weeds, and I dig a hole. Go over to Shanann, I clear away some weeds, and I dig a hole. This is a particular bit that I want to pick up on. There are certain people out there that are twisting that and saying that he basically says we go over to Shanann, we clear away some weeds, and we dig a hole. Well, I'll let you make up your own mind. Just have a listen closely. I'll play it twice.
So once that's done, then what?
Go over to Shanann, clear away some weeds, and dig a hole.
Okay. Did you have a shovel?
Okay, so I'm just going to play you for that one more time. As I say, this is what I believe he says. I don't know if anyone agrees with me. It'd be nice to know if anyone agrees with me. But I think he says, go over to Shanann, I clear away some weeds, and I dig a hole. Okay, let me just play that again.
So once that's done, then what?
Go over to Shanann, clear away some weeds, and dig a hole.
Okay. Did you have a shovel?
Yeah, we have a shovel, a rake, and a weed
One more
whacker
time,
as part of our
just
tools.
for good measure.
With that.
Okay.
So once that's done, then what?
Go over to Shanann, clear away some weeds, and dig a hole.
Okay.
Personally,
Did you have a shovel?
I can't hear a we go over to Shanann, we clear away some weeds, and we dig a hole. Personally, I can't hear it. But you know, there are certain YouTubers out there, certain online detectives out there that are trying to say that. So just be wary. People, you know, are going to twist things to try and suit their narrative, basically. And certainly, if they're, you know, gaining subscriptions off of it, you know, if you're signing up to people on Patreon or, you know, giving super chats, things like that, and you're basing all these assumptions on that kind of false narrative, then, you know, I think it's I think it's wrong personally. I hope people agree with me. I don't know. You know, but please leave your comments. Please, you know, I'd like some feedback on this on on how you feel about this whole thing, and if you'd like me to do another video and pick out some other points, I'll be quite happy to do that. There are some really good crime channels out there. You know, the channels that I mostly go on, sort of Blogger with a Job. He's a good new YouTuber. J is for Justice, of course. True Crime Loser, I think he's hilarious. And True Crime Truth Finders. And Dad with a Phone as well. They're kind of new, smaller sites that are, you know, building up. So I think it's good and important to support these small sites. So I hope kind of people will support me and what I'm doing. Hopefully, if I carry on, I'll get a bit better at doing these. So yeah, thanks for listening, and hopefully I will speak to you all again. Have a good day.